everything about this TikTok ban bill that's also, I guess, not a TikTok ban bill is so messy and chaotic. Because the way this bill is generally being presented is that it would lead to a ban if TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance fails to sell the app within 6 months. Or as Nancy Pelosi described in cringy fashion this morning,
this is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe. A winner.
Tic-tac-toe, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, Nancy, you got the clip. Is it the clip that you wanted? But hey, let's dive into this. Because this morning, the House of Representatives did something that they rarely do. They generally agreed on something across party lines, voting yes on this bill by a massive bipartisan margin of 352 to 65. And something really notable here, while bipartisan, way more Republicans voted for it. And that's despite the very public flip-flop we've seen with Donald Trump, who actually came out in opposition of a full ban. And remember, that even though he himself led that fight when he was in office. And like we talked about, this legislation, it would ban the app from the US if China doesn't agree to sell within 6 months. But with that, China has previously opposed efforts to force the sale of the app, and it's unclear if this will actually push them over the edge. With a spokesperson for China's foreign ministry condemning the proposal ahead of its passage today, saying in recent years, though the United States has never found any evidence of TikTok posing a threat to US national security, it has never stopped going after TikTok, and accusing lawmakers of making these moves because they can't succeed in fair competition. To that point, experts say that this bill will likely make relations with China worse, with a leading Wall Street tech sector analyst even writing that the restrictions could, quote, start a dangerous ripple effect for US-China relations on the ongoing cold tech war. And with that, specifically arguing that China could retaliate against huge US tech companies like Apple and Tesla. Also, they're noting that if this is passed fully, legal challenges are certain to come. And that's also been echoed by other opponents of the law, with both Democrats and Republicans who voted against it, raising concerns about free speech and economic impact. Right? AOC saying on Twitter, I'm voting no on the TikTok forced sale bill, saying the bill was incredibly rushed from committee to vote in 4 days with little explanation, and adding there are serious antitrust and privacy questions here, and any national security concern should be laid out to the public prior to a vote. And Republican Representative Tom McClintock telling reporters, the answer to authoritarianism is not more authoritarianism. The answer to CCP-style propaganda is not CCP-style oppression. Let us slow down before we blunder down this very steep and slippery slope. Also, while all this is going down, you have demonstrators gathering outside the Capitol this morning protesting the ban, with one TikToker present telling Axios, this is my livelihood at stake. With how big TikTok has gotten, yeah, a lot is at stake here. But as far as what actually happens next, the bill, it'll have to be passed by the Senate, where it's said that there was a lot of uncertainty, though very notably, in a huge move today, both Republican and Democrat leaders of the Senate Intelligence Committee came out in favor of the bill, which definitely boosts the chances that this could be signed into law. And that development's also huge because the Democrat leader had been more on the fence about the proposal until the House passed it, signaling that other Dems who were maybe kind of more on the fence, they were wishy-washy, they might lean towards the ban now too. But also, at the same time, Chuck Schumer hasn't even said as of recording that he'll set a vote. And we've seen that Senate Dems have also been floating alternative proposals. And then, of course, as far as what happens next, even if Biden does sign the House's version into law, which he said he will, legal challenges will delay the whole process.